All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing today? Let me share this real quick. I was having some issues this morning with getting my thumbnail out. It's not fun. Seems that ChatGPT is just sharding today. My fucking ankle. All right, guys. As always, we do not trade the first 5 minutes in the market. That is for gamblers. That is for people who have no patience, no discipline. As always, we start this show by doing something very simple. We wait for the first 5 minute candle. Now, don't worry, we still have plenty of time to make trades. We still have plenty of time making money this morning. So there is no rush in getting inside of the markets. There is a lot of price action that was given to us earlier this morning. For those of you guys who are up inside of the Canadian markets, which does have an impact on the US markets since we are bordering neighbors. Today, we won't have any news. Let's just briefly take a look at this week. I like to do this every single week to see exactly what's going on in the markets. So we have a very, very good idea of not missing anything. This also gives us an idea of where to be setting ourselves up. Okay, Wednesdays is a federal funds rate, economic projections, FOMC statement, so that is something to take a look at on Wednesday. Thursday is also going to be a great trading day, and Friday is going to be a nice and easy day. So Wednesday and Thursday is going to be our areas of interest in the market. We are going to want to watch out for Wednesday and Thursday for making trades in the market this week, okay? Let me just put this on here. All right. Dude, the craziest thing is my computer, which is super fast, is acting like a hoe today. Craziness. So we have this morning, we have our tech stocks up. I'm going to be taking a look at every single one of these today to see exactly what the story is telling us. Remember that this is how we use confluence inside of the markets in order to get the best price action possible for us. Okay, it is important, it is super fucking important that every single morning we look into this as the storyteller of whether we're going to go long or short. Notice I also have my levels set up, and what I was going to follow through with is telling you that we're now back inside of the range in the markets. Bitcoin, it looks like, is coming out of a phase 1 accumulation. Don't worry, guys, we're still going to be making our trade. We're still going to be making our money. Just give me 2 seconds to set up. To not sleep well last night, so still here, still came into the live. We're still going to make some money today, so give me a second here. go. All right. So here's the thing what we're going to be doing today. First off, I'm looking at some crypto. It has been moving, so we can get some nice trades on here. I'm going to talk briefly about another strategy that I use inside of the cryptocurrency markets that has helped me make money. So first thing I go on CoinMarketCap, and I'm doing this because I don't want to miss any real trades on cryptocurrency. As you can see, 13% up in a week. That is a very, very good move upwards. Solana up 12%. We were long Solana at 82, so that's up 12% from a perspective on a leveraged trade. That's a huge win for us. Remember, I had taken myself out of the trade for two reasons. It came back to my break even. So unfortunately, part of my trading rules is that I don't lose money in trades, especially in cryptocurrency. But now you can see there is 3 trades here that are lined up in the markets to see if we can make some money on these trades. We haven't broken out of this range trading yet on Bitcoin. I know that's a big move. It's $10,000 on Bitcoin, but she's a big boy. That's a big boat to move. You know, so when we move $10,000 on Bitcoin, other coins tend to move a lot as well. So we're going to take advantage of this, right? Useless is a coin that I hold with Spot. I'm probably going to buy some more here as we get lower on these things, because if this comes up to 40 cents, well, you know, I want to take niblets at that price action as well. Realistically speaking, you know, my red portfolio here is pretty ugly. So this is the time where I'm going to use to dollar cost average out of my positions and ultimately get my feet wet in the water so that I could make this account in 3 months, 4 months. I'd like this account to be valued at 10 grand. So if that's possible, that'd be really cool. That would be the first time I've turned a serious profit on Bitcoin. As you notice, I have some pretty shitty margin prices here, so I got to get to work on this account. And I have not lost faith inside of it. I just need to keep on trading and trade my way out of this, and that's it. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. All right, so perfect. We're gonna come back to cryptocurrencies. Let me see if I can trade River. That was one of the ones I wanted to take a look at. River. All coins. Golly gosh, my computer is acting real slow today. All right, cool. This is actually one that we were taking a look at. It's now inside of the 0.236. Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this coin today. We're going to come back to it. First things first, we're 10 minutes into the market. We're now trading inside of the range, inside of the zone that we were trading in last week. The 6 p.m. market open on Sunday only brought us in bullish price action, evident of the green candle that came in this morning at 9:30. We are still trending bullish inside of the market, but the divide between the first 5 to 10 minute candle has put us at kind of a standstill. We are trading in between a range on the 2 minute, not the 1 minute, the 2 minute here. So that gives us evidence that we don't want to trade inside of this hoe zone. That is where we draw the line in the sand. We want to try to get our trade between the nearest support or the pivotal level. We are above the EMAs right now, which is our dynamic support and resistance lines. On the 5 minute, on the 15 minute, we'll change this to the 17 minute. On the 17 minute, the 5 minute, and the 2 minute, which right now on the 2 minute, we are above the 9 EMA and the VWAP, which is indicating bullish price action on all 3 screens. Yeah, you guys got to tell me when I don't have that screen up. Here you go. Right? So again, just to recap and review here. I'm sorry that I had that on that one. I was just doing my due diligence of logging in and not showing you my username. All right, so review everything that we have here. First off, if you're not already locked into your trading deck, get locked in on your trading deck so that you can make a trade today quickly and with ease. You don't have to log in. Get that out of the way. Now, what's going on the 15-minute? We're going to do our top-down approach first, right? So ignore the 15-minute. We go to the weekly. What's going on the weekly, right? Still having this bearish price action. So overall, the trend is what? Bearish. That's right. Why is it bearish? Well, it's evident because price action is sideways. It's reaching the bottom of the range here. You can see here the bottom of the range, right? If we bump down to the daily, you can have Chop City here. All right, that's all that you're gonna get. Chop City, nothing great. This is A1, horrible ass price action. That's why a lot of people are getting fucking wrecked. Honestly, I can't explain it better than what I've already explained to you guys in those previous few words. This is just where people get wrecked. 4 hour, okay. Again, Chop City now coming bullish. So are we gonna stay range bound? That's the truth. That's what we want to know. That's where we're gonna get the most price action here. So it looks like we're shooting back up into that range bound trading, but let's not get overconfident with the positions that haven't held today price action, and let's just trade what we see, not what we feel. I'm going to add another resistance level here at 25,427. That seems to be a highly sought after resistance level with market makers. Okay, maybe move this up just a little bit, this baby boy. Double check it. That's where I want it. No, she seems to be better right there. So I'm looking at the... How many times does it touch the bottom of the wick, top of the wick, bottom of the body, bottom of the wick, bottom of the wick, bottom of the body? That's important when you're coming into support and resistance levels. It's an easy way to get your lines done in the morning. These lines have meaning, people. They easily can give you a really good day or a really bad day depending on how accurate they are. I want to get rid of this one as well. I like my charts nice and clean. Interesting. So right now, just looking at the picture on the 15-minute, a wide view of the picture, I can see here that we have made a higher low, right? Although price action is still chopping sideways, this higher low on MNQ right now is looking dangerous, right? It means that we could shoot back up, but we have a lot of work to get up above these resistance levels, especially the pivotal level for the week. So week review, what we're looking for is we're looking for a break of 24,789.50. If we can break that, we should be able to shoot to those top level of resistance and continue range bound trading. If we reject, then I would expect to see a test of the lower 2300s or the upper 2300s, and ultimately that would probably have to be backed by a catalyst event inside of the weekly news. So probably expect that to be around Wednesday or Thursday, given the news that we are reviewing earlier this morning from Forex Factory. But let's see if we can try to scalp a trade today. We are approaching the top level of that resistance. I don't want to go balls to the wall and making a trade here as well. That also is just going to get sold off at the top around like this, right? I'm not loving price action either, how it's chopping in between these levels. Although it has remained bullish, I feel or I see the confidence of it trying to hit that pivotal level, at least for the day. Now I'm going to go over to the tech stocks, right? Let's show you the tech stocks. Choppy on Apple, choppy on Amazon, choppy on AVGO, bullish on Google, bearish on Meta, bearish on Microsoft. And how I'm seeing that is, look at the volume, right? Red, green, red, green. Green, red, red, green. Red, 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 green. Red, green, 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 green. Is there any sort of confidence that's giving us inside of the market that's saying that this is all aligning appropriately? Or is it all saying, I'm kind of choppy, I don't really know which way I want to choose, so each one of these guys are doing their own thing inside of the market? It's the second one, where we're just trying to figure out what it's trying to tell us, but the story is not in unison. So we're not getting too much help today on the tech stocks. We're now approaching that level of 24,730. I'm going to mark down my goal today as a 50-point move rather than a 100-point move. The reason I'm doing that today is I'm going to play a little bit more on the safer side. Let's take a look to see if there's any news right now. Okay. Okay. Right through that news, rejection at that level, coming down to that 9 EMA test. Looks like we're going to get a bounce and a retest here. Respecting that 9 EMA. Tech stocks are still a little bit sideways, so I can't really see price action if it's trying to tell me something. Okay. Still trading in this hoe zone, to be honest with you guys, so I'm just sitting on my hands. Patience is the name of the game sometimes. Let's see if I can get this light on. There we go. Very indecisive the markets are right now. Okay. Still looking for a trade here. Doing some other homework on other markets right now. Taking a look at Bitcoin as well. Okay, so this is our second test of the level today that we have on the 2-minute. Looking to break out here. I will take the entry. 50-point move target. We are bullish for the day. Move this stop loss down to 24,700. Trump is also speaking as well. Keep that in mind. I have confluence on Apple. It is driving. Amazon is driving back up. Google is driving. Meta. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now. Kind of moving a little stale. Would have wanted to see a little bit higher of a confidence breakthrough. Staying patient though. Watching our tech stocks. Watching our tech stocks. Not loving that close. Stopped out. Okay. Choppy price action, people. So that was 182. Bad trade for this morning. Not bad, but we followed our trading plan to see if it would break out. Did not want to break out, then touch stop loss. We can walk our way out of a trade today. We just need to be a little bit more decisive with the trading. This is part of the game. So we take losses. This is how we have to take a loss. I followed the trading plan to see if we would have a breakout. We did not have a breakout. Now everything is starting to chop around. Okay.
Music.
Back at our break even. Well, I wouldn't say that this isn't part of the market, but that is a little bit, that really is tough to see how it is chopping around there. We could try to commit another trade in the green here. And try to putt our way back up to that 189. It's tough. Because if you see the 2 minute right now, what's giving me some difficulty understanding is how that flat doji is now coming in. And then what ends up happening here is we just get this random spike of volume. That could go either way. The choppiness is not giving me confluence in the setup. Confluence in the setup is really what's going to give me an A+ setup that takes away the gambling aspect of it, right? The issue right now of making a trade underneath the 24,730 level is that we've already taken the trade. It's touched twice now, and now it's flushed most longs out of this position. Actually, it would probably have flushed longs 3 times out of that position, evident of the red price action that's chopping around on that 2 minute candles. So either we get in on a trade near the 9 EMA, right, and then trend follow, which would obviously be bullish, or we counter reverse our trade, which would be bearish, which is not smart because then we would be going against the overall trend for the day. Both of those are risky setups, high risk, high reward situations. At no point do I think that that's a confidence, like that should be used with confidence today. Reason being is, man, I just hate that kind of trading. As a professional trader, I just hate that kind of trading more than anything in the world. It's more of gambling than it is actually trading price action. And the morning candles are just so choppy right now. On all the tech stocks, we're so choppy. Look. So Apple, which was the main driving reason why I was in the trade, came in on a red candle for the last 5 or 10 minutes, right? Flushed us out. Just this little candle on Apple flushed us out of the trade. I have to respect the 20-point stop loss, right? I'm not trying to lose more than what I'm putting into the trade to begin with. That's just not how trading works, unfortunately. Meta is coming out of the hole, but still inside of this horrible price action, not giving us confluence. So we can call this a choppy trade. Microsoft as well. We have price action this morning that was bearish, still fighting its way to get out of that bearish hole that it was in this morning. So that's not a positive sign. Amazon is trending up, but moving very sideways and now testing its morning highs. So overall, throughout the entire board, just from those 4 tech stocks that we've gone through, it's not giving me a high confidence play. And now you see here, if we would have got into shorts, we would have gotten wrecked. Now, if we would have gotten into longs, we would have maybe been back to our break even on that trade, but with high risk that this is more of a gambling play than it is an actual trade itself. So that doesn't give me any confidence inside of the trade that I would have been making the right decision. I am, however, looking for a break of the pivotal level for today. I think that that's still our price target for overall longs. So if I would have dragged myself inside of a larger play, maybe giving myself kind of a wider stop loss, highly risky as well, because that's taking away from my 2 trade maximum a day. Now, I could call it a trading day and just say, fuck this, I don't want to trade this kind of price action, it's garbage anyways. Tesla is also shooting up as well, and Google is shooting up. So like there's two, I guess, positive drivers in the market, but I don't take Tesla as something that's a solidified blue chip for me. It really does what it wants. So what comes up can come down very quickly on Tesla. Amazon is now testing those morning highs in the market, which doesn't give me a lot of confluence on the setup itself, rather than it's just at break even or a neutral buy. AVGO is chopping very sideways with very little price action inside of the market. Now we've broken over that level, but we still haven't broken past this little spot right here. We could touch that pivotal level just to piss off long buyers and then immediately go short very shortly after. And I mean, this is the price action that, you know, really upsets people all day, every day, is that when we go long, it goes short. It goes short, we go long. And that is a very dangerous market to trade in, so to speak. And I've been in that kind of situation before where no matter what kind of trade that you're taking today, market makers are just going to keep continuing the fake outs for traders so that they're not able to take profit in today's market and get frustrated and blow accounts. So the choice is yours, really, is how you want to make your money today. Are you going to make it risking and gambling a little bit? Because look, we would have been in the profit here, right? We would have been a little bit green. I'd say probably around $68 today. I did not like how that price action was flickering above, then coming down. It didn't show a lot of price action. If I would have been a little bit quicker on the trade, then maybe I could have exited it out like previous trades in our series here, our live trading series. And, you know, truthfully, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I take profit quickly, so that the market makers can't take what is theirs, right? But sometimes I got to stick through the trade and see it through to the end. And that's what I'm also teaching you guys is having high confidence inside of your setups. You got to sometimes be okay with taking 1, 2, 3 losses for the day. And you see now we're shooting up, we're getting inside of that price target. So my overall analysis was not wrong, but maybe the entry was not best. So I'll take that as a grain of salt for the day, right? So we'll take this as our trade. This is how I usually mark it down. I was targeting a 50-point move in the market, right? But we hit our 20-point stop loss. I think it was a 30-point this morning. Okay, so that was not a great trade. However, right now it is going bullish right now towards that pivotal level of 789. Look what happened the last time we touched this level. We came up above and rejected very, very heavily. Now, granted, this was a Friday, so yesterday's price action is not going to happen today necessarily, but we have to take that into an account that could happen as well. Very, very heavily. Now, okay. Toughy. I don't know. Apple's also starting to lose a little bit of steam as well. There you go. So what did I tell you guys, right? So you would have gotten into that bullish trade right there, and guess what? Would have been wiped out again. Now closing below that level, right? We can also choose to try to scalp back our trade, right? That's another option here inside of the markets. What are my hotkeys here? Shift sell. I see. Hotkey here, Shift B. So 15-minute, that's kind of giving me a little bit of a different story, right? Flat on the doji, above the regression trend, but struggling to get to that pivotal level, right? Elongated wick from the top of the wick to the bottom of the wick with a short and stubby body means that there's indecision inside of the markets. Neither the buyers nor the sellers have complete control of the wick. The overall trend on the 5-15-minute is bullish, right? This small price action is only giving us a very short story on the markets, right? If we change it to the 17-minute, that's even better because you're seeing that now the price action is trying to push it back down inside of this level of 24,730, but it's struggling to find its footwork in getting over with a confluence play. We use the tech stocks here to kind of give us a broad understanding of what's happening inside of the markets. Now, the 5 minutes, the only thing that's kind of giving us positive price action. So what we could do is we could widen our stance, right? And take the overall trend play inside of the market, which would be trend following on the same direction of the trade that we have, which is honestly a better move. Or we can try to reverse trade this at this level here. Truthfully, I don't like how these green volume candles is now being met with a red volume candle that's almost half of the volume that it was being pushed out inside of the morning. We only really have 45 more minutes here to make a real trade before price action will go stale, right? Because at 11 a.m., price action goes stale. It's not really meant to be traded, further than that, because you have your the golden era, or the golden hour is basically up, right? We try to make our trade within that golden hour this morning. Even if it's a loss for the day, take the loss. Let's try to play the game another day. And I'm not really impressed with price action, even if I was to take a wider stance here. We're losing a lot of steam here, guys. And how long is it till the next candle closes? So we have 2 minutes till the next close of that candle, right? We're now entering back into the position of this channel. We're going to try to attempt to re-break down the trade. My stomach tells me not to make a trade. My stomach is telling me it's too choppy. Maybe we wait to the pivotal level, which is annoying, but the safest bet so we don't trade in between levels. Okay, so now that 15-minute candle is starting to go red again. You see the trend here, right? Push up, then push down. Push up, then push down. Push up, then push down. That's the trend. Push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down on a slow incline. Pretty boring price action if you ask me. That's not impressive. It's not a great way to make your money either. I gotta be smart about my next trade here because I got a 2-trade maximum. I wanted to go short there, honestly. I'm watching myself and I'm like, look at this. Look at how horrible this price action is. You go long, short, it goes long. It goes long, you go short. That's literally the price action or the plan that I told you that was going on today. So how do you do that? Do you counter trend trade your thoughts? Like, that's a very difficult thing to do as a trader. It would really fuck up your trading plan starting to think like that, because then that would change your whole outlook and perspective of the market itself. Maybe this would be simply where you just widen your stance on the move itself. Also risky as well, if you ask me. Not really worth the risk to reward ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to target this pivotal level, right? Instead of trying to swing this small move, right? Which ultimately is going to be what? 33 points. That doesn't seem like it's really worth it to me for 33 points to swing. Right now I'm going to try to target a 100-point move in the market. But we are approaching that time. Very slowly it's creeping on us. 38 minutes until we have that 11 a.m. break. We're going to go and take a break for a little bit. Maybe I'll come back on at 1 o'clock, but I got stuff I got to take care of today. I'm really not loving the price action. I'm going to see what my brother is doing as well. See his analysis. Interesting. So my brother saw this as the hoe zone as well, inside of the same parallel trend. He's approaching the monthly level of 24,774. Chopping like a mother trucker. I'm trying to understand how you had that as a monthly level though. Doesn't really make a lot of sense for him to have that as a monthly level. Weekly maybe. Monthly no. Even as a weekly, this is not a great weekly level. Daily level is better. Daily level is definitely a lot better. Okay, let me keep it there. Just trying to understand the markets a little bit better. So for the past 30 minutes, price action has just gone absolutely stale. How do I know that? Look at the 15-minute candle. Do you see how stale the 15 minutes are? or the last 30 minutes are. Not real price action. Nothing is giving us that touch of that 85, which is where we want it to be. Shooting below and above the 9 EMA, hugging it very close with no real price action. This is dangerous. Dangerous charted territories. Overall bullish, but it's just going overall bullish on the shorter time frames, but not giving us much. It's like edging more than it is winning. So look, another repeated candle structure here. Bearish, 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 bearish. It's now shortening the amount of times that it's gone bearish, but overall it's not giving us that huge move that we need. Oh, wow. Okay. Now it's trying to change the story a little bit. Might get a trade here, party people. Stay patient. Stay patient here. That makes sense, though. We can't edge higher than what sellers are going to do is just take control and sell the profit for this morning. That's what's going on. Give me one moment. I kind of don't want to get up right now. I want to follow through. That's crazy that the VWAP is now aligning with our static support. Now touching the first dynamic support on the 15-minute. So that's where our first support is coming in on this price action. That's how you know this is dog shit price action. This also might be the pullback that I'm waiting for. My stomach's still telling me not to go and risk equity right now. I need a minute to think. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at the market in a different light. See what she's doing. Interesting. Interesting. So you guys see how it tested the top of that regression trend and all like came back down like it was nothing. So price action was going stale here, and then what ends up happening is sellers take a hold of the trade and sell short. This is kind of the pullback that I was looking for. Yeah, that selling pressure is still cutting pretty deep. That's a small scalp. Reason for the scalp is on the 24,634 level. That's a support level. We also have a dynamic support there on the 20. Why I concentrated very heavily on why the trade was there versus why it wasn't was experience. I'm looking to kind of take down some of the smaller loss that I had for the day. Now we're at $156, the $156 loss for the day. Smaller loss. Again, that's not great. Just trying to walk my way out of the L for the day. The trend did switch from bullish back to bearish. So we are in a sense kind of in an L today. So we gotta try to figure out how to walk our way out of this. I traded Asia session a few days ago, and I took some big losses for the day. So this might be a reversal spot. It's just not giving me a lot of high confidence here. The choppiness. I would be a little bit more hell-bent sent at this level to buy on the VWAP. Okay guys, so what I'm waiting for right now is a buy better limit order. A buy better limit order right now on the VWAP to the 50 EMA would be the best best place to buy, especially in today, because right now we're just selling all of that price action that was given to us within the first hour of the market, right? We have 10 minutes until price action pretty much goes stale. And right now it's testing that 34 level right here on the support, and it looks like it wants to turn down a little further. That's a little bit scary considering that's the candle that I was kind of scared of, right? Price action doesn't look like she's done there inside of the markets. That's a scary fucking candle. 30 points in just 2 seconds. Ultimately, that's the driving force that you would want in a high confluence trade, right? Like that's where you would want to take your trade and be like, yeah, hell yeah, we just drove 30, 40 points in a couple of seconds, and basically we would just be taking our money and running. But we didn't get that this morning. So now I'm waiting for that follow through to get back into that range of the channel. Buyers are stepping in. They are trying to push the markets back up. But selling pressure is strong. That's crazy price action. They're trying to flip. I don't want to trade in this hoe zone. I can definitely 100% walk my way out of a loss, but not if I take another loss. That would be kind of my 2 trade loss maximum for the day. So we had a win, that's fine. We can continue forward and continuing to find more trades, but the 2 trade maximum really goes from the 2 trade losses. We don't want to take more than 2 losses for the day following our trading strategy and our plan. So notice, right, how we talked about the 11 a.m., why the 11 a.m. was such a problem for the markets, right? So now where did price action just go? We had that huge move down right at the 10, and now price action is just vanished out of fucking thin air. Is that coincidence? Did I tell you guys that basically that's what's going to happen? Is basically what ends up happening is at 10. So this is Friday. Friday's a little bit different. But we actually end up losing a lot of volume throughout the rest of the day here. Doesn't mean that the trades disappear, but volume is a very important part about our trading plan. I'm still staying pretty patient here in the markets. I'm not giving the markets back what I've already won. I'm $157 down right now. That's a very small loss for the day. You shouldn't be worried about that. I shouldn't be worried about that. We live to trade another day. $157 loss is very fixable, but not if you blow your account. Wolf of charts. Alright guys, well that is going to be my hour and a half actually for this morning. We're still at a small loss. I'm going to come back to the markets a little bit later. It's now 11 a.m. so this is outside of our trading window. Anytime I've made trades between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I have lost money. So I'm going to take a minute just to reset my mindset, and I'm going to come back into the markets to trade with you guys. I suggest you guys do the same here. Despite what's going to happen on price action, don't go against the market trend, okay? Trading halted in key contracts on the London Metal Exchange right now. Just news that just came in. So keep in mind, we're not making any trades. Just slow down, reset your mind. We're coming back. Talk to you guys soon. Remember, this is the only trading YouTube to learn how to trade for free. I teach you my strategy every single day. I break down all the pitfall traps that you're not going to do as a new trader to be